Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to get into something that is absolutely crucial if you're a Canadian physiotherapist running your own clinic. We're talking about the financial health of your practice. So, let me ask you a question. Does this sound familiar? You are fantastic at treating patients. It's your passion, it's what you do best, but all of a sudden, you're also juggling payroll, trying to track every little expense, and figuring out your taxes. It can be a lot, and it's a huge challenge that so many clinic owners just like you are facing. And trust me, you are not alone in this, not by a long shot. Get this, according to the Canadian Physiotherapy Association, a whopping 80% of physios in Canada are in private practice. That means the huge majority of you are trying to figure out these exact same business challenges right now. So, today, we're going to tackle this head-on. We'll kick things off by changing how we think about your practice, seeing it as a business. Then, we'll get into the really practical stuff. How to maximize your tax deductions, the big question of whether to incorporate, how to get a real handle on your day-to-day finances, and finally, why getting specialized help can be a total game changer.
First things first, we need to talk about a really important mindset shift. It's all about starting to see your clinic not just as a place where you help people heal, but as a business that needs to be financially healthy if it's going to stick around and grow.
You know, a physiotherapy practice isn't like a coffee shop or a bookstore. It has its own unique financial pulse. You have to deal with things like insurance billing, which can cause some serious delays in your cash flow. And then there are all these specific tax rules for healthcare professionals that a general accountant might just miss.
Okay, let's move on to our second point, which is something you can use right away: maximizing your tax deductions. Honestly, this is one of the quickest ways to improve your clinic's finances and stop leaving money on the table for the tax man.
And if you think this is a small issue, check this out. A 2024 survey from CPA Canada found that over 40%, that's almost half, of Canadian healthcare professionals have overpaid on their taxes just because they missed out on deductions. That is a staggering amount of money being wasted.
So what are we actually talking about here? Well, it's all the legitimate necessary stuff you spend money on to run your clinic. Things like your treatment tables, that new software, your clinic's rent and hydro bills, of course, your professional fees and liability insurance, and yeah, all those courses and seminars you're taking for continuing education, they count. Even things like your website and your home office expenses can often be claimed.
Here's the bottom line, and it's so simple but so powerful. Every single dollar you correctly claim as a business expense directly lowers the amount of income you have to pay tax on. Keeping track of expenses isn't just annoying paperwork, it's literally putting profit back in your pocket.
Okay, so we've covered some of the quick wins. Now let's talk about a really big one, a foundational strategy for your long-term financial health, deciding whether or not to incorporate your practice.
Let's just break this down. As a sole proprietor, all your clinic's income is taxed at your personal rate, which can easily climb over 50%. And, maybe even scarier, your personal assets, like your house, are on the line if the business gets into trouble. But if you're a professional corporation, you get access to a much lower small business tax rate, which can be as low as 12.2%. And just as important, it protects your personal assets and lets you reinvest money back into the clinic before it gets hit with high personal tax rates.
So you're probably wondering, okay, when should I actually do this? Well, a really common rule of thumb is when your annual income starts consistently hitting over that $100,000 mark. That's usually the point where the tax savings and the liability protection really start to make the costs of incorporating totally worth it. I want you to think about it like this. Incorporation isn't just some legal hoop you have to jump through. It's a strategic financial move. It's what can transform your clinic from just being your job into being a powerful vehicle for building real, long-term wealth.
Okay, so with that big picture strategy in mind, let's zoom right back into the day-to-day stuff. Our fourth section is all about getting a firm grip on your clinic's budget and, just as importantly, your cash flow.
Look, budgeting doesn't have to be this big, scary thing. You can start with a simple 4-point plan like this one. First, know your fixed costs, the stuff that's the same every month, like your rent and salaries. Second, keep a close eye on your variable costs, things like supplies. Third, and this is a big one, build up a cash reserve. Try to have at least 3 months of operating costs set aside. And finally, make sure you're setting aside about 5 to 10% of your profits to reinvest in growth.
And believe me, this stuff actually works. We saw one clinic, for example, that cut its unnecessary spending by 12% just by starting to do regular monthly financial reviews. That's a direct boost to their bottom line, month after month. Now, cash flow is the other side of that coin, especially with those pesky insurance billing delays. But here's a great example. By totally restructuring its billing and collections process, one Ontario clinic saw a 22% improvement in its monthly cash flow. Think about that. That means less stress and way more financial stability.
All right, this brings us to our final section, and it's really where everything we've talked about comes together. It's about the incredible value you get from working with a financial pro who actually specializes in your field.
Here's the key difference. A general accountant, they'll file your taxes, but a specialist, they understand the unique rhythm of your clinic. They don't just do the paperwork, they help you build a financial strategy that's tailor-made for the challenges and opportunities in the world of physiotherapy.
So what does that really look like? Well, a specialist is the person who's going to proactively find all those physio-specific deductions we mentioned. They get why your cash flow is so lumpy because of billing cycles. They can give you real advice on the perfect time to incorporate, make sure your payroll is always compliant with the CRA, and help you build a budget based on how other clinics are performing. They're not just an accountant, they're a strategic partner.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Every single day, you provide expert, specialized care to your patients. So is the financial health of your practice, the very thing that lets you do all that amazing work, getting the same level of expert, specialized care that it truly deserves?